Online, I've been seeing where red pill, manosphere type of guys have been started using the term high value. To me, they sound kind of bitter and lonely, but I mean, that's what you get in a society that says you have, all this privilege and power for being male. Things haven't gone the way they wanted in their lives, and they start becoming gurus and they start hating women. I mean, I don't doubt that you've had some bad experiences with women, but if this is your response due to having bad experiences or being rejected by women, it kind of reinforces your predicament to me. So they have more traditional views, they have more antiquated views on women. So to me, it comes down to who is traditional. Things change over time, like technology, for example, has changed over time. Society has changed over time. And they try to use a framework that doesn't really work with women in the 21st century. So you can't really build a relationship on a dysfunctional foundation with a dysfunctional framework. So what happens is they use this framework and they don't get the results that they want, and then they put the blame on women. So yeah, they have the idea that men should be masculine, manly men, alpha leaders, protectors, providers, and women should be submissive to them, basically beneath them, cooking, cleaning. If they work, it should be making less than the man. If they have an education, it should be less than a man. I don't understand why they want to make the women in their lives submissive instead of making them want to be with them. Causing submission is in a war between armies. If you need to be that tyrannical, that shows that you feel very weak. As a woman, I don't know why I would concede to this dynamic that's gonna hurt me. Isn't femininity like kind of childlike traits? I mean, yeah, people are still maturing in their 20s, but yeah, eventually we all become adults. So, I mean, it sounds like this sort of relationship setup is only going to be successful for a few years. I mean, like people's brains are done developing at 30. So yeah, early 30s. So, and yeah, with, kids, maybe you work, it's gonna, get more difficult to feign femininity, to put on that sort of facade because, yeah, you're gonna be busy with your kids come first, so yeah, I just don't get why I wouldn't base my relationship off of reality rather than, some facade, basically. If you really are a leader, why not lead women to a better place instead of blaming everything on them and critiquing them on everything? I think men should lead themselves, and I think women should lead themselves. If I have to let you lead, then I'm the leader. If you're a leader, then people should want to follow you. Telling a woman that she's going to die alone or that she's average at best is not being a good leader. I don't see anything wrong with people being average or calling people average, but context also matters. And some instances it's just rude and insensitive, which is how I've seen it done in the high value discussion. Why is it a problem for women who are highly educated, make six figures, and take good care of themselves to want a man on the same level as them? Why aren't they entitled to above average men? Are they not above average women? They never said they were above anyone. I think we know what they mean. They want someone with a corporate or professional job who takes care of themselves. Why would women like that want to be with a man who doesn't put in as much effort to have the same quality of life? That's not realistic, and it doesn't happen in the real world. When women have a good self-esteem, they find it offensive women having a good self-worth and self-esteem doesn't mesh well with patriarchy. So that's why these men go after plus size women, single moms, older women, anything they can. They will try to beat a woman down due to their logic and circumstances. They don't want women to have any standards. They talk about what women deserve and don't deserve. I think a part of what it is that they don't understand how to express their manhood, so they turn to aggression against women due to their ideas on masculinity. They try to create a narrative and they try to control a narrative. They try to control other men and women due to their ideas on masculinity, and they think that, you know, others are easily controlled. I don't know, I just think they have some flawed ideas. Then you have the pygmies who act like men are the most important people. To me, it's like, well, you're not an individual. You just shapeshift into whatever it is that a man wants. These women are stuck in an immature, childish, weaponized comparison judgment mode. And the root of this is self-hate and expressed outwardly as other hate. See, the red pill men and the pygmies are for each other, so they just need to get with each other. But it's not enough for themselves, so it's like they have a void and they're just trying to bother everyone. If you want your man to whoop you through your whole house, then that's your own business. That doesn't mean that other women are going to be okay with that. Why exactly do you want to make other women that way? If you want to use a man for money, then I'm sure there's a man out there with a low self-esteem or whatever's going on that wants to be used for his money, that wants to buy a woman basically. Not all men want that dynamic, not all women want that dynamic. If a woman actually loves a man, I don't think she's going to be okay with, you know, being disrespected, being cheated on. I don't know what type of woman is going to be okay with that. I think, you know, she's going to expect some reciprocity, some fidelity. So yeah, the woman for this sort of man is one that is there only for resources, basically a gold digger, because otherwise she's doing all of this for nothing. And you complain about women wanting everything for nothing. Well, these sorts of people exist because there are people out there that are willing to give someone everything for nothing. Now, that's their way about going about doing a relationship, but S star X or money is not going to be enough for everyone. Me, I value respect. I like men to treat me with respect. If not, I'm probably going to cause some sort of trouble. I mean, like, I wouldn't want a broke man off the street, but a broke man off the street could be a homeless man, or it could be a multi-million-dollar man with a drug addiction and is spending all his money on drugs. There are more important things than, you know, a lot of money, like character, integrity, compatibility. To me, that is more important because I'm not getting into a relationship with cars or houses or money. I'm getting into a relationship with the person. So to me, what is the problem if a guy makes $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 if I really like the guy? Yeah, there's people that might want to use someone, or maybe they felt insecure if a woman makes more than them. But yeah, you just don't consider those sort of people and avoid those sorts of problems. And yeah, 30,000, 40,000, that's kind of low, but yeah, you can always make more. So yeah, they talk about not wanting plus size women, women with children. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with having preferences. I think it's fine to have preferences, but you don't need to shame or demean the women that don't meet your preferences. Your preferences only affects you and has no bearing on women who don't meet them. You may not want those women, but that doesn't mean that other people don't, and that doesn't mean that other people don't include them in their dating pool. Can we understand that some people aren't for us without having animus towards those people? I don't think that you would ever hear a real high value man utter a peep about a woman, demeaning them, degrading them. Real high value men don't complain about women's rights and education because they know no other man or woman will be more competent or more hardworking than them. He wants women to have high standards because he wants something special. Men and women have to value each other. It's not just that women value men and we're just supposed to take any man that is available to us. See, they're thinking of it as if it's the 17th century where women basically relied on men, so they just married any man in their proximity that would consider them. But since that's not how it is in today's world, women look for what they want and men look for what they want. They are just upset that women just won't go with the first man who lays eyes on them because it makes it harder because they have to compete. And a lot of you men don't like to compete, so you get aggressive and angry about the competition because you feel like you will lose. What needs to be done for a functional relationship is you need to find out what your equal is. Both people find what they want in their equal, and that's the way to have a long-term relationship and a happy marriage.